In this section of the course, we're going to cover the basic principles and concepts of cloud computing. As we go through this section, we'll be singularly focused inside of Domain 1, which is Cloud Concepts and Objective 1.1. Now this objective, Objective 1.1, states that you must be able to explain cloud concepts, and specifically, it lists out the characteristics of cloud computing, the cloud service models, the cloud deployment models, and the shared responsibility model of cloud computing. Now, as we begin this section, we're going to begin by discussing the 6 characteristics of cloud computing, including elasticity, self-service, scalability, broad network access, pay-as-you-go, and availability. Elasticity refers to the ability of a system to adapt to changing workloads by increasing or decreasing the resources that it uses. Self-service refers to a system or service that allows users to access it and manage it without the need for assistance from a third party. Scalability refers to the system's ability to handle increasing workloads by adding or removing resources as needed. Broad network access refers to the ability of a system to be accessed from a wide range of devices and locations. Pay-as-you-go refers to a pricing model where users only pay for the resources they use rather than a fixed cost or subscription. And availability refers to the ability of a system to function without interruption and provide access to its resources and services to its users. We're going to dive into each of these characteristics in more depth as we go through the lessons inside of this section. Next, we're going to discuss the 4 different cloud computing models. These service models are each going to be different ways that the cloud service can be delivered to our customers, including things like software as a service, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and anything as a service. As a service, or SaaS, is a model of delivering software applications over the internet, typically on a subscription basis. Generally, you're going to find that users are accessing software through a web browser instead of installing it on their own computers, but you can also have applications that are installed on your computer that operate under this SaaS subscription model too. For example, we have things like Gmail, Salesforce, and Zoom, and all of these are considered software as a service. Infrastructure as a service, or IaaS, is a model of delivering cloud resources over the internet, including servers, storage, and networking. Users can access these resources on demand, and they're only going to pay for what they're using. Examples of infrastructure as a service include traditional compute resources provided by cloud providers like AWS, Microsoft Azure, and GCP. Now, Platform as a Service, or PaaS, is a model delivering a platform for developing, running, and managing software applications over the internet. Users can access the platform and its resources on demand, and again, they only pay for what they use. Some good examples of this include Heroku, AWS's Elastic Beanstalk, and Google's App Engine. Anything as a Service, or XaaS, is a term used to describe any service that is delivered over the internet on a subscription basis, regardless of the type of service that it is. This term often is used to describe a wide range of services that don't fit neatly into one of the other categories like software as a service, infrastructure as a service, or platform as a service. Some good examples of anything as a service include services focused on security, analytics, and storage. After that, we're going to be discussing 6 different cloud deployment models, including public, private, hybrid, community, multi-tenancy, and single-tenancy cloud deployment models. Public cloud deployment models refer to a cloud computing service where the infrastructure and services are owned and operated by a third-party provider and made available to the public over the internet. Examples of public cloud providers include things like AWS, which is the Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, or GCP, which is the Google Cloud Platform. Private cloud deployment models refer to a cloud computing service where the infrastructure and services are owned and operated by a single organization for its exclusive use. Private clouds can be operated by the organization itself or by a third-party provider on behalf of the organization. Hybrid cloud deployment models are going to refer to a combination of public and private cloud services, where an organization is using a combination of on-premise, private, and/or public cloud resources to meet its computing needs. A community cloud deployment model refers to a cloud computing service where the infrastructure and services are shared by a group of organizations with similar computing needs, and it's operated by a third-party provider or a group of organizations. Multi-tenancy cloud deployment models refer to a cloud computing service where multiple customers share the same infrastructure and resources, whereas a single-tenancy cloud deployment model is going to refer to a cloud computing service where each of its customers has their own dedicated infrastructure and resources. Then, we're going to start discussing the shared responsibility model that's used by cloud service providers. The shared responsibility model is a framework that defines the roles and responsibilities of the cloud service provider and the customer when it comes to the security and compliance inside of a cloud-based service. Normally, this refers to the fact that the cloud service provider is going to be responsible for the storage, computing power, and databases involved with a cloud service, while the customer is going to be responsible for the security of the data and the applications that they're running on those cloud services. Finally, we're going to perform a quick demonstration so you can see how these cloud principles are applied in the real world, and then we're going to take a short quiz to see what you learned during this section of the course and review each of those quiz questions fully to ensure you can explain why the right answers were right. So let's get ready to discuss the basics of the cloud and its cloud principles in this section of the course.